Her sentiments aligned with my own, and I was glad to have possibly found a friend amongst competitors. It's too bad that you may never see a palace recital. Arenia started her snippiness again. It's too bad that the only recitals you will see will be from the audience, I retorted. Linnea laughed and then promptly covered her mouth in surprise. She had picked a side, it seemed. You don't play, do you, Orissa? The girl who had spoken was named Raella. Her emerald green curly hair shone like silk. Her violet wings sparkled against her teal dress. Her tawny eyes gleamed with amusement, and her dark lips were fixed in a crooked smile. I don't. I have raised 5 siblings. I know a thing or two about helping people learn their place. There was stunted laughter from around the table, and Arenia kept to herself for the rest of the meal. I knew she wasn't finished with me, though. I wouldn't take her silence for complacency. She had the sharp wit of my brother Ilan, and seemed every bit the snake I knew him to be. Here, however, I had allies already. That was more than I could say for at home most days. My youngest sister Theodora and youngest brother Levin had always been too busy to be much help when Ilan took up his usual cruel routine of making me feel inadequate because I was a female and older than him. Cassin was never too far out of earshot to jump in and assist his idol, and so I was used to confrontation. I had hoped that I was leaving that part of my life behind, but I supposed that people like Ilan and Cassin were everywhere, and that couldn't be helped. I ate my food and ignored the growing uneasiness I began to feel rising as the time for departure grew closer. I had no idea what life at the palace would truly be like, but I had high hopes. The carriage ride was slow and silent. I had been placed in the company of the palace servant who had brought food to my table. She was mesmerizing. I couldn't help but look at her piercings and her mismatched eyes, which were fixed on me as she sensed me staring. I love your eyes, I said quickly, so she would know I was a friendly presence. Maybe she was shy. Are you just inexperienced with mixed-race beings, or are you being intentionally rude? It's hard to tell with dancers. Okay, so shy was out. I balked and tried to think of a way to save the conversation. I have never met a mixed-race being before, so I didn't know I was being improper by giving you what I thought to be a compliment. The girl scoffed. Reminding a lesser being that they are unusual and therefore unworthy is hardly a compliment. I didn't know what to do. I hadn't meant any harm. I thought that her unique features set her above the rest of us with monochromatic features, but clearly she wouldn't believe me if I told her that. I'm sorry, I said. Think nothing of it. I frowned. It isn't nothing. I crossed a line I wasn't aware of and made you uncomfortable, so I need to make amends. With a servant? You're a member of the elite. There's no need for you to bother with someone like me. Save your groveling for the prince. I balked. How was I supposed to make this any better when clearly I was speaking to someone who would never understand me? I decided to give up for the time being.